Joe, we continue to keep a close eye on Tropical Storm Chantal. Quickly heading west this morning. So we want to know now if we're going to see any impacts here in the U.S. Storm specialist Carl Parker is here with a look at the very latest on this.
You know, we'll at least get rain out of this, that's for sure. But beyond that, we just don't know. We really don't know at this point. The models have been inconsistent, and some of them have been indicating that we're not going to see much of anything. So we'll take a look at that in a moment. Here's the latest from the Hurricane Center. As of the 8 a.m. advisory, it's a 50-mile-per-hour storm with a pressure of 1010. But the hurricane hunters are out there right now. They found a pressure of 1,003, indicating that it's a little bit stronger than we saw at that advisory. Still moving very quickly west-northwest at 26 miles per hour. And there's the forecast track and intensities. We expect that it could get a little bit stronger as it approaches Puerto Rico and Hispaniola tomorrow. A lot of heavy rain expected there. This is Hispaniola, very mountainous terrain, and that really maximizes the rainfall. And then here you've got a weaker system after it travels over those high mountains and with some stronger winds coming out of the southwest, and winds will tend to disrupt the circulation. But the official forecast actually calling for re-strengthening late here, getting into the weekend as it nears the U.S. coast. But that is really an open question. It's an uncertain forecast late in the period.
But as you said, rain will be a factor.
It will be a factor.
That will be a factor.
And a huge factor in Hispaniola.
Right. And so we're seeing that. And then also we want to talk about the models, too, because there's starting to come together on some of these.
That's true. And let's take a look at where it is right now. And you can see the center of the circulation is actually now just to the east of Martinique and St. Lucia. So there's Martinique, there's St. Lucia. We got a report of wind coming out of the northeast, gusting to 37 now in Martinique. And actually the hurricane hunters have found some pretty strong wind at about 4,000 to 5,000 feet, over 60 miles per hour. So it wouldn't be surprising to see some pretty gusty wind coming into Martinique and St. Lucia as the core of that storm begins to move in, and especially in some of these heavier bands of showers that are also now moving in. And you mentioned the models, so we'll take a look first of all at the U.S. GFS model. Now this is a very reliable model, and you see the circulation right there, that green indicating where the heavy rain is. So we're looking at now basically. What this model has done pretty consistently is showing the system coming up through Hispaniola, very heavy rain there in Hispaniola tomorrow. And then beyond that, with that shear going, doesn't do much of anything. You see a weaker system coming up into the Bahamas and then really just kind of washing out going into the weekend. This very model has actually done something different in previous runs. It's shown a more robust system coming up into the Bahamas. But the European model is very, very similar to this latest run of the GFS, showing the storm coming over Hispaniola, and then again not doing very much by the time it gets up into the Bahamas. So the GFS has come over to the European model in its latest run. Whether that holds, whether that's a trend, remains to be seen, because again in previous runs the GFS was more robust.